A recent study showed that 89% of people would rather let conflict escalate instead of addressing it directly. So when people say, I don't like conflict, but I'm going to go snitch, it's not necessarily that you're avoiding the conflict, you're delegating it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Another interesting statistic here is that almost 56% of people would prioritize harmony over conflict. So that means like more than half of us would rather keep the peace than solve the problem. And this is where like when I think about the idea of this is why I'm assertive, keeping the peace over solving the problem. What happens with a lot of conflict is that people again avoid, and this rubber band, like we don't solve the problem, so this rubber band keeps getting stretched, and then one day it snaps. So now instead of dealing with conflict in a healthy way because my emotional temperature is down, I've already just snapped, and I'm like, Carl, you're a piece of crap and you never did this and you always do that. And now I've dealt with it in a really unhealthy way. And now that's the idea that people get around conflict, is that it's always nasty and ugly. But that's because it's like we didn't deal with it when it was a small issue. We let it fester until it got infected.
Why did you talk to me about it when it first started? You lose your effectiveness and authority as a leader when you don't address issues, not just with that one person. So, how do you think they feel about you as a leader, you as somebody who's advocating for them, that supports them, and you can that can help manage the conflict on your team?
And so where I come in with maybe some hot tips here is like conflict isn't rare, but we have to develop a skill set to be able to navigate it. And so for that idea of self-awareness is you have to know like what your go-to conflict style is. Really ask yourself when you have a conflict in life, in work or at home, like what's your first instinct? Do you want to push people? Do you want to give in? Do you want to run away? Are you looking to compromise? Are you looking to collaborate? And what's healthy for you? And so if maybe the style that you identify, excuse me, the style that you identify is not working for you, what's one thing that you could do to maybe do it a bit different? If you're a computer, and that's again, it has its purpose in different situations, but if it's not serving you well, then the question you can ask is like, what do I need to lean into? How can I be more in tune with what the other person needs versus just mine? If I'm a person who avoids, I might really ask like, what am I giving away by avoiding this conversation, right?